You packed it months ago, maybe years. It's sitting by the door right now, zipped tight, full of things that made sense when you bought them. Food bars, extra clothes, tools, maybe a first aid kit. You feel better knowing it's there. That feeling is the problem. Because when the order comes down and you have minutes, not hours, your go bag doesn't save you. It slows you down. It gives you false confidence at the exact moment hesitation becomes fatal. People don't die because they forgot gear. They die because they trusted the wrong system. Evacuations don't fail because people lack supplies. They fail because people try to carry their old lives on their backs while the clock is eating them alive. When everything breaks, weight isn't measured in pounds. It's measured in seconds. And your bag is heavy with the wrong kind of time. The first mistake is thinking evacuation is about survival gear. It isn't. It's about movement, speed, irreversibility. Every extra item you packed represents a decision you'll second guess when it's time to leave. Should I take this too? Should I add that? Should I swap something out? That mental loop costs more than any empty bottle ever will. And when you finally shoulder the bag, you'll discover something else no one tells you. Your body is not trained for it. You're not hiking, you're not camping, you're moving through stress, noise, crowds, smoke, darkness, and uncertainty. A 30-pound bag turns stairs into obstacles, turns curbs into hazards, turns balance into a gamble. People trip, people fall, ankles roll, knees fail. And once you're injured, that bag becomes an anchor dragging you into stillness while everything around you accelerates. Then comes the targeting problem. A go bag marks you. It tells everyone watching that you planned, that you have resources, that you might have food, water, or tools worth taking. In a calm world, preparedness is smart. In a collapsing one, visibility is liability. The person with nothing looks empty. The person with a bag looks profitable. And desperation sharpens eyes fast. The bag also locks you into routes you didn't choose. Narrow hallways, crowded exits, stairwells full of people moving slower than they think, doors that bottleneck, elevators that stop working. You can't move freely when you're managing straps, zippers, weight distribution, and balance. You become predictable. Predictable gets followed. Predictable gets boxed in. And here's the quiet killer no one talks about. Once you put the bag on, you commit to leaving. Not strategically, emotionally. You stop reassessing. You stop adapting. You tell yourself the plan is already made. That rigidity is lethal. Survival favors the person who can change direction instantly, drop everything, blend, hide, wait, or move again without attachment. A go bag teaches you to cling instead of respond. By the time most people realize the bag is wrong, they're already too deep into the movement to abandon it with panic, and panic ruins whatever chance they had left.
The alternative isn't more gear, it's fewer decisions. When time collapses, you don't need a bag. You need one object that does one thing extremely well. It must be light enough to carry without thought, small enough to conceal, and valuable even if everything else is lost. Something that buys options instead of commitments. The most survivable evacuees aren't the ones who packed best. They're the ones who stayed mobile longest. They moved early or they moved late, but never in the herd. They avoided choke points because they weren't bound to exits. They slipped through spaces others ignored because they weren't burdened. They rested when needed because nothing was cutting into their shoulders or pulling them off balance. They could stop instantly, change direction, or drop what they carried without mourning it. This is why large bags fail in the first hour. Not because they're useless, but because they assume the world will let you use them. It won't. The first phase of collapse punishes preparation that depends on order. You don't get clear routes, you don't get cooperation, you don't get time to reorganize. You get pressure, noise, misdirection, and the sudden realization that everyone else also had a plan. When plans collide, the simplest one wins. The most flexible one survives. A single item carried close to the body beats 10 items strapped to your back. Something that lets you buy, signal, move, or rest without drawing attention. Something you won't hesitate to abandon if the situation flips. Because survival isn't about holding on to things. It's about letting go faster than the person next to you. The go bag fails because it teaches you to prepare for the wrong moment. It prepares you for stability after chaos, not chaos itself. The moment you actually need to move, the bag asks you to manage it, adjust it, protect it, defend it. And every second you spend thinking about the bag is a second you're not reading the environment that's about to decide your fate. If you have minutes to evacuate, your priority isn't comfort, food, or gear. It's motion without friction, silence without weight, decisions already made. The safest load is the one you barely notice, Anything more than that isn't preparedness. It's baggage. And baggage is what people drop right before they disappear.